I was raped on January 27th, 2017 for the second time. My rapist, unlike my first, was someone who I knew I was relatively close with as terms on sexual relationships. I had invited him over. We had consensual sex. We were talking, and then he wanted to continue sex, and I did not. Over the next 4 months, I would come to terms of starting an investigation. I kind of won the investigation. Some people don't think it's winning. I kind of personally would say I won. He got 1 year suspension off the campus. I was allowed that time to heal. Over that year and my senior year, because I was a sophomore when this happened, I did a tremendous amount of healing. There was days that I wouldn't get out of bed, I wouldn't go out to class, I wouldn't go with friends. I was very out of touch with my body. I disassociated with my body. My healing really tested my relationships with my parents, my family, my friends, my relationship that I have now with my boyfriend Amir. There's some certain things that I just cannot do in the relationship, and he understands, and it's really great and comforting. There's also some times that people honestly don't understand where my irrational fears come from, and that's okay. I'll educate you and I'll educate them, but they're very supportive overall. So why is this video important? This video is important because I'm at this certain stage of healing where I'm forgiving my rapist. I forgive my second rapist, mostly because I wouldn't be where I was now if it wasn't for him. He shaped me. This experience shaped me. It let me grow. It really took off, kickstarted my experience for healing. I would have never started to heal if it weren't for my second rapist, because I had bottled up so tightly in my chest my first rapist in that experience, and I never let it surface. If I let it surface, it would only be with anger and irritability, but that's another story for another time. I forgive my second rapist. I forgive you. I wouldn't be a social worker. I wouldn't be in social work school. There's a lot of different aspects that I would not be if it weren't for you, and I'm grateful that. However, this healing and this forgiving him doesn't make it any lesser than before. It's still, my experience is still valid. My experience isn't lesser or more of anyone else's. Just because I forgave him and what happened doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's invalid. It's still important to me, and it still is very painful to talk about, but I'm focusing on forgiveness of other people instead of fueling that hate, fueling that fire. I am a very forgiving person. If you have ever met me, I forgive relatively easily, unless you wronged me in this way, and I mean he wronged me, but I'm still forgiving him. Basically, I don't want to live a life of hate. I want to live a life of forgiveness and healing and positivity, and I want to really focus in on that, and I don't want to be burdened down with my past. That's plain and simple. I still have bad days. I still have days of PTSD. I still have those days where I'm in Target and I don't want to go to the mail cashier, and sometimes if there's a long enough line in checkout, I will put whatever I have back and then I'll walk away and come back at later time. Granted, yes, this does inhibit my daily functioning, and I'm aware that it inhibits my daily functioning, but I still have a long road ahead of me to heal, especially with my first rapist and what he did to me. I understand that this is a privilege. I know that there are some people that cannot, their rapist has done more like horrible things, and I understand that, and I empathize with you, and I know that is tremendously hard to forgive. I am not asking you to forgive them. I'm telling you my experience, and maybe it'll help you. I understand that it's a privilege of putting this online, and I understand that other people won't agree with me, and that's okay. That's okay. I forgive you. You have no control over me. Your power is no more. I am in control of my own body, and I have never felt more free. Just a little quick tidbit. I did contact my rapist under my own will. I had contacted him via Facebook, and I asked if he wanted to meet up, get a coffee, just talk about that night. I did it because I thought that would be my method of healing. He responded with, "That's not in his best interest," and I was really mad at first. I didn't feel that he didn't have the right to tell me that he wasn't interested. I thought he owed me more than that. Within a couple weeks, I came to the conclusion that I accept his answer. He wants to keep it in his past. He's moved on. I see him on the Snapchats of my college campus. I understand that he is living his life right now, and I have come to terms that I don't want to butt in that life just because of my own healing. Who knows, we might have a talk after this is uploaded if he wants to, but that's by his own terms. And the reason that I have accepted this is that I don't want to push my limit with him like he pushed my limit. I don't want to do the same that he did to me in like a conversation aspect instead of the whole raping thing. Maybe someday we will talk it again, but I've accepted it, and I'm comfortable in meeting him and saying, "Hey, I forgive you." So if you're watching this, I forgive you.